Hi there. So I am. Uh, so I guess just to get out of the way, I don't have any experience in like kind of content creation or doing gameplay with commentary or anything like that. So if this seems kind of rough, it's because it is. But hopefully it'll be worth watching anyway. So let's get started. So this is gonna be a playthrough of the Read or Die scenario for the Arkham Horror LCG. Uh, I I noticed there isn't really a ton of footage of this particular scenario online. I guess because it's really new. But I think it's a cool scenario, and I think it's a cool puzzle. And I think I honestly would like to see more of it's recorded because I'm curious how other people have like kind of solved the scenario, so to speak. This is like a more puzzly than like a lot of scenarios. At least if you're not playing as like part of a campaign. Uh, just because like there's like not really that many variable elements to it. It's like uh so it's like pretty. I don't think it's like easy to optimize, but it's like very optimizable in a way that like a more random scenario wouldn't be. Uh, which I think is actually a good thing. It means that because like finding like the optimal solution to a scenario is pretty fun. I found, and yeah, I'm curious to see what our people's solutions are. So anyway, let's get going. So oh, I should probably say also, this scenario uses plenty of cards from the extracurricular activities scenario, so major spoilers to that, in addition to like read or die, of course. So if you if you haven't played that scenario, like I really suggest you play that first before playing this one. Uh, yeah, cool. Oh, also, this deck I'm playing here, which I'm going to show off, uses unreleased cards. Uh, so if that's uh, say if you don't want to see cards that haven't been released yet but have been officially spoiled, uh, then yeah, you probably don't want to watch this video. But in any case, let's get started. So going over the setup here, there's one act card. There's one act card and one agenda card. The agenda is basically uh, if you get to 12 Doom, you lose. There's some other uh, text on here which is important, but you'll kind of see it as it kind of comes up. And likewise, there's only one act card, which if you get through that, you win. Uh, Basically says to ignore all the win conditions from extracurricular activities on these cards, and uh, and basically, yes, and basically it has like so, some extra text, but basically the way you win is by doing the big parlay test on here, which is a test, an 18 willpower test, which is a lot, but if you are Daisy and you have toe masses, which you need to have anyway to initiate this test, you get -2 difficulty for each toe mass that you control. So you can get this down to like an 8 willpower test or a 10 willpower test, but that'll be kind of later on. But yeah, you just uh, but yeah, let's see. So other stuff to mention. So the other text on this card is that when you set up the game, you're gonna take all the tomes from your Daisy deck and put them uh under these location cards. One under each of the ones not on the quad, and then with the exception of the Orn Library, which is gonna get like all the extra ones if you have more than 7. In this case, I have 8 tomes in my deck, so there's gonna be 2 under the Orn Library and one under each of the other locations, except for the quad, which is which has none. Uh, so that's like that's the key. Like you need tomes to complete this test, but you start your deck out with no tomes. Uh, so how do you get tomes? Uh, so if you're a Daisy Walker, which in a solo scenario with a parallel Daisy, you are, you can spend one clue and shuffle one face down player card beneath your location into your deck. So basically, kind of saying it, but the goal is to get as many cards from under these locations into your deck, play them, and then uh, do this test, and hopefully it works out. I think this is actually a pretty this I guess gonna be able to do it more often than not, but we'll see. Uh, Now that I've said that, that's kind of tempting fate, but oh well. I should say I'm using Parallel Daisy here. I initially did this as like kind of a challenge, but it's not because I feel like Parallel Daisy is much weaker. But actually, with the way the scenario is set up, I think Parallel Daisy is actually ideal for this scenario if you're doing a standalone. Uh, if you're building a deck specifically for the scenario, then you probably want Parallel Daisy. So yeah, uh, so this might actually be like just not really a challenge, but just in general, like probably the best way to beat a scenario if you're inclined to do that kind of thing. This is a 29 XP deck, so that means that there's 3 total basic weaknesses in here. One of them is indebted, uh, which is going to give you, which starts you out, which is a permanent weakness uniquely, and it starts you with 2 fewer resources at the start of the game. DZ has her student loans, I guess, and she's not a student. She works for the university, so I don't know what's up. I guess like librarians kind of a rough job. But anyway, uh, sorry for the dead air. But yeah, so basically, what makes this ideal for Parallel Daisy, who, if you don't know, she loses her once per game. She loses her once per turn free tome action, and she gets like this once per game like kind of ultimate ability kind of thing, which is I feel like kind of a trap. You don't want to build around that so much as like have it to be like a nice extra thing to to use uh to use when you need it. But what she does gain is she gets one willpower and one sanity for each tome she controls. Now, at the start, this is a straight downside because she also loses two willpower and two sanity at the start of the game. So if you just have your regular amount of tomes, uh, if you have like one tome in each hand, you're just gonna be like worse regular Daisy. But in this scenario, you start with Professor Armitage, a card from the Dunwich campaign, as well as uh, Dr. Armitage's special ability, which allows you to have 2 additional hand slots, which can only be used to hold tome assets. So in this case, she can easily get to uh, 5 willpower uh, and 11 sanity, which is pretty good for an investigator. And uh, yeah, if you get your tote bag into play, which lets you hold more tomes, and if you have like the what's it called, Arcane Enlightenment, which I don't have in this deck, then you can hold even more tomes and boost your willpower and sanity up to stratosphere. And so yeah, that can be really good. I should also mention this includes cards. This deck includes cards that are not currently released. They've been officially spoiled, uh, but if you are adverse to spoilers, then probably no reason you don't want to watch this video besides the dead air and the rough commentary. Yeah. So, let's see. I guess that's everything you really need to know to start playing. I will draw my hand, and we'll see how this goes. Oh, so yeah, just in case you don't know, because it's a common rules mistake, if you draw into a weakness in your mulligan, you get to discard it and basically not draw it until in your opening hand, which is very handy. Unless with the one exception of that one tarot card weakness, which I don't have, fortunately. Yeah. So let's see here. So I have a combat spell. This is basically shriveling, but a little bit different. It deals you damage instead of horror if you draw a certain token. Uh, but it's actually, I don't know. I might actually cut these out of my deck because if I was going to improve it further, uh, just because I don't, I don't know. I actually haven't really used the ability on these that often. Like I actually haven't really played them. I've just used them with uh, Novice's Power, which is a card that lets you basically use its ability from your hand. And I don't know, like generally I have ways in this other ways in this deck to avoid enemies besides fighting them. So this might actually not be a great thing for my deck, but in any case, it's definitely not a good thing at the start of the game. So I'm gonna mulligan it. Uh, My doing matter onto your hand is great at the start of the game because it instantly protects you from any any enemies that might pop up, which is the main weakness of this deck. Uh, so you definitely keep that. Card draw is always good, no matter who you are. So gotta keep this lab assistant. Shriveling casting deals as Azure Flame. Uh, Probably don't need it. At least not without Knowledge's Power. Uh, and Guts. Guts can be good. You get like a lot of willpower testing. Like it might be good if you get like what's it called, the willpower test that causes you to discard card on the top of your deck, which can be dangerous in this scenario. So yeah, I'm gonna keep these free and draw two more. Oh shoot! Sorry, my initial hand actually has two more cards because I have two Studiouses, which I totally forgot about. These are permanents that let you have an additional card in your opening hand, and you can mulligan that additional card just like others. So that said, I think I would keep both of these. This Advanced Daisy's Tote Bag is really good. Lets you play your tomes fast, which saves you a lot of actions in this scenario. Uh, Likewise, extensive research. The testless clue getting is not so important because Daisy can get clues pretty easily just by itself, but being able to get two in a single action is great in such a time limited scenario. I should mention while there's 12 Doom, there's a 12 turn limit in this scenario. Uh, there's also free Ancient Evils in this deck. So basically, the total amount of turns you get is anywhere between 9 and 12. So if you draw all three Ancient Evils, being able to get two clues in a single action will pay dividends. So yeah, so I would keep both of these and draw two more cards for my opening hand of seven. Which is okay. Curiosity is good with Studious, it's because you're likely to be able to get the extra skill icons off of it. Uh, in Guts, I can't actually put it in my other Guts, but I can put it in with Curiosity to get to to get past regular Daisy willpower in the beginning for any willpower treacheries that might come up. So yeah, hopefully this works out. And let's start out. So start out in the Orn Library, which where it costs an extra action to get a clue. Uh, the the big boss enemy, is also here, which is seems kind of wimpy, like just looking at stats, but if you look at its text, it can't actually be defeated. Uh, and if it dies, it just like goes back to the starting point. And also, it hunts, which makes it just a constant problem throughout the game. Uh, but yeah, so yeah, basically you don't want to stay here. Initially, I would go straight to Jazz Mulligan because what he does in this scenario is besides get you into these two locations over here, which normally you can't get into without Jazz. He also lets you teleport to any location free away from you via this agenda ability. Jazz Mulligan has an action move to a Miskatonic location to free connections away. Uh, it is very good. Basically it does. I don't say it trivializes this Namer of the Dead because uh, yeah, yeah, you still have to account for it, but it makes it a whole lot easier to get around in a solo game without constantly having to fight this enemy as Daisy, which is hard. So yeah, but actually, so I used to just go straight for him in the first turn, but actually, since this Neighbor Dead starts exhausted, I think you can of afford to not do that, and instead, I'm going to take two actions, move once into uh, one action, move over here, this card, and this Humanities Building location of the Force ability, which causes you to discard cards off the top of your deck. Uh, if you have Horror on you, which you thankfully don't have in the beginning of the game, so you probably want to hit this first, just so you don't have to hit it later and potentially lose cards off the top of your deck. I should say that is normally not a big deal in this game, but there's a card in the deck called Beyond the Veil, and it says basically if you have no cards uh, in your deck, you take 10 damage. Now I have a Deny Existence in my deck, which could potentially allow me to take that 10 damage with no problem. Uh, but that's only a one-time thing, and also if you discard any tomes, it delays. You have to wait until you reshuffle the deck to get those tomes back. So you basically, uh, so yeah, like discarding cards off the top of the deck can be a huge pain. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I'm going here first. And also, since it's directly connected to Orton Library, I can investigate here twice, which I'm gonna do. So first investigation, not gonna commit anything right now because Daisy still has her 5 intellect, which is huge. Uh, well, it only puts her 2 up here, but that's plenty with the standard chaos bag. I might actually like later down the line try like a harder expert version of the scenario, but I like playing off standard. Ah, well, failure. So that's a red auto fail. That means I don't get included this round. Oh, but Elder Sign. Unfortunately, I have no tomes from the discard pile to take back, but I do get a clue, which I'll actually immediately spend to shuffle this card into my deck. And that was a tome, and I yeah, as I mentioned before, I want to play as many tomes as possible to win the scenario. So yeah, that's my first turn. I'll grab a resource. I will get a card. Not a tome, unfortunately, but Lab Assistant is very nice. Uh, and yeah, and then we are at one Doom, and we get one encounter card. Ooh, Live of Florgamon. So this is rough in this scenario because it only goes away when the active agenda has, when an even active agenda has flipped, and if that happens, you've either won or lost the game. So all damage will be permanent, will be direct in this scenario. I can't soak it up with any with my allies, which is very rough because like that's like it basically did like four health and four horror damage to me with that one card, which is very rough. But hopefully we'll get through it. But yeah, I should have mentioned during the refresh phase, the Near and Dead ready, so it's gonna hunt now. So we can't afford to stay in this location at the end of the turn. So I'm just going to try and pick up this last clue. Hopefully it works out. I don't think I want to commit anything though. Uh, just because I don't think it's that important. There's other places to get clues if need be, but I would rather. That said, I would like to get clues off here if possible, and I do. So yeah, I have one extra clue, and I don't have to go back here ever again. I'll move twice. Once the Mystic Quad, nothing really there. I can resign, but that basically gets you the same result as loss, except maybe not a trauma if you're playing this in a campaign. Uh, and go to the science building where Jazz Mulligan is hanging out. Uh, yeah, so science building. If I fail a willpower test here, I'm going to take a damage, which is very rough. Because that damage is going to be direct, and Daisy still only has 5 health. Uh, but yeah, but I also can immediately spend the clue I just got to shuffle another tome into my deck, and hopefully we shall see some tomes soon. But that was a pretty quick turn, and now the neighbor dead is gonna haunt over to the Miscount Quad, and then I'm gonna get a card and a resource, as is a fun thing to do. I'm actually gonna discard a card, unfortunately, which I think will be one of the laboratory assistants. Ooh, research librarian is actually gonna be really nice, and yeah, that should be good. Uh, did I get a resource? Yeah, I got a resource. So yeah, one more. So yeah, one more Doom and one more encounter card. Ah, and there's the first Ancient Evils. So we are up another Doom. So we're already a quarter of the way through this agenda deck. Uh, which is rough. So right now, priority number one is getting Jazz Mulligan into your hand, because otherwise, this Number of the Dead is gonna haunt into the science building, and I'm gonna fight it, and it's gonna be a whole bad thing. I also I can't just like go through the quad in into go through the quad for here, because I will also have to engage the Name of the Dead. So yeah, so I have to use Jazz Mulligan's teleport ability on the agenda card in order to get through. Which I say teleport, but I guess it's like more he knows the back ways around universities and can like get places that even the Name of the Dead doesn't know about, presumably. But yeah, so yeah, priority number one, get Jazz Mulligan. Hopefully I can get it in like 2 actions. if it takes more than that, then we're in bad shape. But so actually, I might actually commit something to a set, especially since I'm at a full hand. I can commit curiosity. That gives me uh, free extra icons to make her an 8 to free. So anything but an auto fail. And I did not get an auto fail. So Jazz Mulligan joins my side as he does an extracurricular activity. I'll move just out of the way since it's not really relevant right now. Uh, and yeah, I think I want to get this clue now I since 2 Shroud is pretty nice. So yeah, I will do that free up. A Skull, which in this scenario means it's a -0 for now because I have no tomes out. So yeah, I will get that clue. And I will immediately move. Let's go to dorms. They'll lead. That's like it's either the dorms and faculty offices that will make me not adjacent to the name of the dead, and the faculty office will spawn a bad guy if I should go there. So I probably want to go to the dorms. Plus, there's a lot of clues here, which is nice, and I can immediately spend 1 clue to uh, shuffle another tome into my deck. So 3 tomes in there right now. I have that was my turn. I got Jazz Mulligan. I got a clue and I moved. And now the name of the dead is going to come over here during the enemy phase. I'm going to get a resource and draw a card. Knowledge is power, which I don't have any tomes or books or spells to use it with, so it's a shame. But yeah, yeah. Let's go to the next turn. So, did I get a resource? Yeah, yes, I did. Sorry, checking that. Get a Doom and a Frawl. Okay, that's why you take your Mind over Matter in order to fight this Frawl. Uh, oh, but actually, so, huh? It spawns at the location of the most clues, which is actually the location where I'm at. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's the downside of going to dormitories, I guess. But it's like you maybe get an enemy versus definitely getting an enemy. So, yeah. Alright, so first things first, gonna play Mind Over Matter. This is upgraded Mind Over Matter, by the way, so it's gonna put me up to 7 effective uh, de- combat and agility. And also will let me draw cards, which is super nice. Good thing to spend your experience on when this card eventually comes out. So yeah, spend a resource and draw a card. An Old Book of Lore, first tome. That's a good one too. Being able to, it'll help us find more tomes and play them, which will be handy. So yeah, first, I'm going to evade this Frawl. I'm at 7 to 2, so anything but an auto fail because the lowest is -4, I should say. And it's evaded, so that's my first action. Let's see. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm doing extensive research just to get 2 clues off this location, but there's other 2 clue locations I can use it on, and it should be fine. So, because I actually think I want to play my tote bag. That will get me uh, 2 more tome slots I can hold tomes in, and also let me play my tomes fast, which I will do right now. I'll play this old Book of Lore fast. And for my, but that's for my third action. I actually have to move right now, so I will move. Let's go to the administration building. This will cause me to discard a card, but I think it's well worth it for tempo reasons, not to retread places I've gone in the past. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so administration building, just like an extracurricular activity, at the end of the turn, I'm gonna discard a card off the top of my deck. If it's a tome, I'll be really sad. But hopefully, it's not a tome. And it's a tome. Fuck. So yeah, hopefully I can draw an Elder Sign to get a tome back. But it's not the end of the world because of uh it's not gonna be the end of the world because I don't need all of the tomes in order to win. So yeah, let's go to the next. Oh, but I do get a resource and draw a card and curiosity. So and also this is gonna hunt over here. This is gonna ready. It's actually an issue I didn't deal with that. May I really should have gotten those two clues. Actually, in retrospect, probably better thing to do would be to get these two clues, then move over here and get these two cards into my deck. But I don't know. New information has already been revealed, so I can't really take it back. But yeah, new more Doom, more encounter card. Eager for Death. So this is gonna be direct horror actually, which isn't a big deal because of well, one, I've already cleared this space out, and also I'm gonna have a ton of sanity by the end of the scenario, so two horrors should not be a big deal. So I'm not gonna commit anything to this. I'm just gonna take the test, even though I'm one below this. So hopefully, plus one would be nice. No, okay, so I'm gonna take two direct horror. Uh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. So I think I actually want an old book of lore. Well, okay. First, I probably want to uh get more tomes in my deck before I old book of lore because I'm want an old book of lore for tomes. So I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try and uh get this clue here. So I'm at 5 versus 4, so I'm gonna commit this curiosity, which right now only gives me 2 extra icons because I don't have 7 more cards in hand, not including this. So yeah, I'm going to try and get some more clues. I'm in this. I'm actually free up. I can probably afford to get rid of this research librarian, or I can give her knowledge's power, but knowledge's power is so good. So yeah, but I can't use it right now. So I think I will actually get rid of it. Just be 4 up, just or actually, fuck it. I'll just go free up, and it was fine. What am I worrying about? So yeah, I'm gonna grab this clue and immediately spend it to shuffle this card into my deck, and then I got an old book of lore for a card. So let's look at the top 3. I could get a Necronomicon, probably. Even though it's a tome, but it's a bad idea. This is the Advanced Necronomicon, by the way, which I got because which I got in addition to Advanced Tote Bag, which is pretty rough, and also doesn't let me use my Elder Sign. It makes my Elder Sign like worse than an auto fail, basically. So yeah, thankfully don't have to get that. I could get an Audrey's Power, but I think instead I'll take Cryptic Writings, which if you don't know this card, it's basically emergency cash you play to get free resources. 4 resources instead if you have 10 more cards in your hand, which I don't, unfortunately. But if I draw it during my turn, which I have right now, I get to play it immediately for no action cost, which is good. So yeah, that's 3 extra resources, and that should solve my resource problems for the rest of the game. Let's see. This is a pickle because the only 2 locations without uh, the only 2 locations without that aren't directly adjacent to this namer are either have an enemy or will have an enemy if I go there. Uh, so that's a trouble. Oh, just exhausted, so I can't do Old Book of Lore again, unfortunately. Uh, so I have 1 action left. I think I actually what I want to do is I want to draw a card, and yeah, I I want to draw a card because I'm gonna need to like find some way to get out of this, and uh and I don't have it in hand. So either during my upkeep or during now, I'm gonna want to draw a card. So I'm gonna do it. Uh oh, I did not shuffle, unfortunately. But that's not what I want to see. Overzealous. So yeah, that basically makes me draw 2 bad cards. Whippoorwill, that's relatively okay. I don't plan to make any more tests here. And Arcane Barrier, which is less okay. Means I gotta discard more cards off the top of my deck. But overall, not the worst. Hopefully, my upkeep gets me a better card than that. Okay, well, that's a book, which can be handy. I'll have to take some attacks of opportunity, but it'll be okay. Yeah. I can also Nauseous Power during my turn for me a better combat option, but we'll see. Uh, yeah. So the neighbor that is going to come over to where I am. It is going to uh, deal damage, and a horror. The damage is pretty rough, but yeah, not looking great. And now it's Mythos phase. So 6 halfway through the thing, and this door is locked. So yeah, that's the thing. Even more bad stuff happening. Let's see. I'm gonna need like 4 clues total. So I'm gonna need if 4 clues total if I want to get the rest the rest of the cards. So there's 1 clue here, 2 clues here, and 1 clue here. So thankfully, I don't really need that place if I want to get all the cards. And I don't even really need all the cards. It was just like you just speed me up faster. So yeah, let's see what the actual character card is for this thing. Oh Christ. Okay, so now I have oh, I should put this over here. I have 3 enemies at my location. To here, I think this. Yeah, I really did tempt fate because I'm pretty sure this is actually going to be the end of me, but we'll see. Gonna knowledge's power, hoping for a way out. Uh, don't need an Necronomicon. Uh, I guess I could take a secret, then one here. Uh, put out another tome. That'll be handy. If I maybe I still even though I maybe could have beaten this test at 14 right now if I commit everything. I don't know. I haven't really counted. Uh, that I can't because I needed at least 4 non-weakness tome assets in play in order to actually do tests. So I need to somehow not die here. Uh, okay, let's see what we're doing. Okay, there isn't really anything else for it. I'm gonna have to. Will it even work? I can if I take a blood right, which let me look at blood right again. So yeah, occult lexicon lets you put a blood right into your hand, which lets you draw 2 cards, and then you can spend resources to deal damage, but it only lets you deal up to 2 damage, which is something. But both of these guys have 3 damage. But hopefully, I will draw into this is any play I make is gonna be a desperation play. Uh, so yeah, here we go. I thankfully I can play this occult lexicon fast with my tote bag, which is fantastic. That puts this card into play and shuffles these 2 into my deck. Maybe the deck is actually pretty small, so I might even be able to draw into more blood rights and save my life. So yeah, I gotta play blood right. It does not use attack of opportunity as my first action. I will draw 2. Oop. I don't know which one is drawn first, so I'm gonna shuffle this back, draw 2. Okay, so Knowledge's power could be useful, but I want to discard. I think I can discard these 2 librarians in order to deal 2 damage to this wizard. Because that is the much bigger threat right now. And also the one I can deal with permanently. Let's see. I will use. This should be exhausted. I think I will use knowledge's power, ignoring the tome cost, so I can like potentially play something else. So this is still a fast action, so I'm gonna look at the top 3 cards. Uh, let's see. Shriveling. Okay, yeah, shriveling can actually be useful because I. So yeah, I'm gonna spend one resource, take off the last secret from here, and play a shriveling. And yeah, we're actually kind of in business now. That'll help me get out of the situation. So yeah, I have 2 actions left, surprisingly. Just took a lot of fast actions in this turn. Uh, I'll use one of them to is shriveling to try and take out this wizard. I'll also use a guts, so I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 3, 6 to 4. I can't commit anything else, unfortunately. Guts are always 1 per turn. I keep forgetting that. Uh, or 1 per test. So hopefully, this works, and just barely. So this goes into victory display. I always, yeah, so my shriveling charge, I did not take anything bad. And wait, hold on a sec. Okay, yeah. Uh, yes. Now we just have to deal with this namer. Oh, and I drew a card as well. Ooh, and mind over matter. That's fantastic. So I can, and I have 1 more action, so I can evade this and get to another spot, which I think I will do. Oh shoot, no, but the whippoorwill. So I actually did not succeed there. Uh, okay, so I gotta take that back. Uh, so discard this. I did not draw this. Alright, so I guess what I would do instead is I would try again. Just got this is a much better reality, but oh wait, no, hold on a sec. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try again. Only 1 up, I guess, to kill this. That's 2 damage. To kill this wizard. Okay, that doesn't. So I actually killed him this time. It's sorry, that's not going to discard. Probably goes to victory display. But I'm out of actions. Oh, I do draw a card though, which is okay. And actually, you know what? I think I would rather use Dr. Armitage's ability to discard the recently drawn card and get free resources. And then I will take damage and a horror from the namer, and then draw cards for my upkeep. Okay, that's handy. And yeah, I will read 1 more Doom. Another Arcane Barrier. Can it be attached to a location? I guess so. Yeah, so we're gonna basically gonna discard my deck when I leave, which is okay because I haven't gotten Beyond the Veil yet. So we'll see. Yeah, this has been a rough go of it. So yeah, that was my all this untaps. So yeah, that this has been pretty rough. I'm going to play Bloodright and draw 2 cards, of course. That's a tome. Unfortunately, it's not a. For, unfortunately, it's not one more towards getting my stuff. Get being able to do this test, but it does actually contribute to my willpower because I do control it, which is nice. Though it does eliminate the Elder Sign, so it's so it doesn't really even out. But you know, but I do get I would have had to draw it sometime. Oh, it also gets free horror on it. I do, however, get so I'm not going to discard anything for to deal damage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Mind Over Matter, play it, draw a card. Another Blood Rider is just nice. And then I will try to evade this presence. And I pass. Even with the Whippoorwill. Oh, there's a lot of cards here. Yeah, so I'm going to try and get the heck out of here. I have, let's see, so yeah, I only have done one action, or 2 actions. I played Blood Right and I evaded. So I'm gonna go. Where'd to go? I guess I'm gonna go. Like go to Orn Library, but that's basically kind of doing nothing. Yeah, I think I want to go here. I'm gonna take another attack, but I'll have Shriveling, and it'll be okay. So yeah, 2 clues here. I'm gonna have to get an enemy, which will be another Thrall, which takes Thralls out of the deck, which is nice. Oh, but when I do that, I have to do Arcane Barrier. So here's my first Arcane Barrier test. I'm testing it even, but I would be still in the with the Whippoorwill. So actually 1 less than even. So I would discard 4 cards, which is okay, and then take a horror, and then shuffle my deck in again. Take the test again. Auto fail, which actually I don't think you can discard cards off the top of an empty deck. I think it's only drawing them that actually makes you reshuffle. So yeah, I would just take the horror to draw. So yeah, that test was inconsequential. Oh wait, but hmm. Yeah, I think I'm playing the. No, I think it's the other way around. So yeah, I would draw 4. Okay, so I got rid of an overzealous, which is nice. And then I gotta take damage and a horror. I really wish I could put this on Dr. Armitage or Jazz, but no. So I can only take 2 health, and I'm at I believe 9 sanity, or sorry 10 sanity. So I can take 4 more horror damage, but health is gonna be the main thing. But yeah, now we're on to uh, uh, now we're on to the next round. I draw Mythos card, another Whippoorwill. Oh, this one should have hunted into me too, so I'm actually in kind of Whippoorwill wormhole over here. In which case, what's my willpower at? It's at 2 right now. 2 versus 2 is not good, so I'm gonna actually do a Blood Right, draw 2 cards, Uh, discard this one and and this one to and spend 2 resources to kill this. Oh, this should ready. Uh, and then I'm going to go over here. So I'm not either the Whippoorwills or the Namer. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna play a research librarian to search my deck for a tome. What tomes do we have in here? I know we have the fragments. I guess that's it. Haven't been doing so well getting tomes this game, but thankfully, fragment is like only one. It does nothing right now, but it's only one uh, resource and it's fast, so I can play it right now. And now I can finally, theoretically, take on the Namer. Though that would be rough since uh, I'm only at. So it'll be a willpower 10 test, and I have willpower. Uh, I only have 5 willpower, and I have no cards in hand to commit. I could use my once per game ability in order to get more cards, which we'll see. Maybe I'll do that. But right now, it's the end of the turn. I'm gonna draw a card and get a resource. Blood Rights is good. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually at I forgot to get anything out of Necronomicon, so I'm actually at it'd be an 8 willpower test. I'm at uh 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 6. So actually, not as far as I thought. But yeah, let's do the enemy phase right now, which I totally forgot to do. But this moves over here, and these two move over here. And I already did my get a resource draw card, so I'm going to go straight to the Mythos phase. We're at 9. Eager for Death, which is fine. I have Sandy to spare. It's how much damage is on me? 3 damage, so it's a 5 willpower test. So I'm actually 1 up, which I'm fine with. And I succeed, so it's, yeah, nice. I will let's let's see. I think I'm actually gonna blood right. Just draw 2 cards. Ooh, and I will. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I do. I'm gonna just immediately play this to get free resources, so I can potentially do extensive research. And here I'm actually gonna use my fast action to draw to like do both these tomes. Uh, immediately. It's kind of it's it seems kind of weak, but just being able to do this for free is very nice. And and yeah, yeah, yeah. It's better than having a bunch of So yeah, I guess my point is that it seems weak, but I think it's sufficient for what it is because it's really just a bonus for doing what you really want to be doing with this first of Daisy, which is just having as many passive tomes out as possible. And if you happen to have some active tomes that require an action to do something, then this is like kind of a compensation. But you feel like if you build parallel Daisy right, this will tend to be a pretty weak. This uh, fast ability will tend to be pretty weak, kind of counterintuitively. Yeah, so I'm going to first do the Old Book of Lore. Gonna draw 3 cards, pick one. Curiosity. Ooh, or I think I actually want Guts. And I'm gonna draw 3 cards. And discard the Research Librarian since there's no tomes in my deck. And that puts. And let's see, I have. Christ. Yeah, I've only. So I have 2 actions, so I could potentially move over here and do the test. I would be able to commit and potentially just win the game right now. So that would be. I would be at. Uh, this is nothing. I would be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and it would be six to 8. And I can put, spend this to make it even. Spend the curiosity to. I think this actually would only if I can make multiple cards, this will only give me plus one one icon, unfortunately. Uh, but I mean this would make me +1. This would make me +2, and this would make me +3, which is pretty good odds to just win the game. But I think I could probably just prepare more. Oh, this for my ability to take off a secret. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna spend my. So I think I'm actually gonna spend my last 2 actions using the Scroll of Prophecies to get Mundo cards. So yeah, so actually, hold on. Okay, so the only other weakness in here is besides Necronomicon and Overzealous, which I milled over, is there's what's it called? The thing that follows, which will spawn in a faraway location, so I'll be fine. So yeah, so gonna use Scroll of Prophecy, which actually does not exhaust. Speaking of which, this actually did exhaust. To draw 3 cards, discard 1. Uh, Lodge's power is nice, so it's a cult. I think so. I think I discard Zero Flame, and I go. And let's see, I'm at 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So draw 3 more cards. Discard 1. It's gonna be. This one's probably gonna play it, and then I'm going to do my upkeep. So get a resource, draw a card. Ooh, dynamite, nice. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. Gonna get rid of the ones that do not give me uh, willpower icons. So I guess these all do give me willpower icons. So I guess I'll get rid of this dynamite because I can't actually. I'm probably not gonna be able to play it without killing myself. So yeah, this is gonna hunt into here. I should have done that first, but oh well. I'm gonna take a damage and a horror right on the edge in terms of damage. But we shall see. I have a non-existence in hand, so if somehow I get damaged during Mythos phase, which I don't think I can, I should be fine. So let's take Doom and an encounter card. Vision of the Future Past. That's absolutely nothing. I have and also one up on it, so yeah. So it does less than nothing. And I think we actually win here, despite that horrible thing that happened over here. Yeah. So okay. So let me just do a final count to make sure I got it right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tomes in play. So it's a willpower 8 test. My willpower is 7 actually. So I'm gonna discard this, which is which once I discard as a discard card is gonna be less it's gonna be less willpower. Uh, so in the end gonna only give me like two willpower. I'll discard this to get 2 willpower, and I will discard this to get 1 willpower. So I'm 4 up right now on just doing the parlay test to win the game. And let's see if it works out. Skull, which is actually -5. Fuck. So yeah, so we gotta try again. Uh, gonna do another guts. That puts me at yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Where did I get 7 from? I have 6 willpower right now, right? Yeah. Yeah, I have 6 willpower. So yeah, I was so yeah, so actually doesn't work. So yeah, so it puts me up to 8 willpower. So that puts me up to even. And then everything to be 4 up, which actually, you know what? I'm gonna save. I'm only gonna be 3 up because uh, and save the mind over matter, because if this goes wrong, I will at least have some recourse to try again, even though it's gonna be a pretty bad state of affairs. All right, so let's try again. Tablet, which is I believe that actually is a -2. It's not an attack of or evasion attempt against the namer. So yeah, that does it. I win. Woo! So yeah, if you look over here, I advance the act. Get rid of a Forgamon. Uh, and I go and some story text happens, which you can read on your own, and it goes to R1, which is basically what happens. I get spoilers for like the resolutions, but I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experience. I believe you get 1 experience for each tome you had him play at the end of the round if you're Daisy, and others just get like the regular experience that's in the victory display, which would be 1. And also, I would get to downgrade my Necronomicon to its original version instead of this horrible version. So, slightly less, which I think is Okay, okay. Like I don't think it's that much worse than uh uh th- than the really Necron, just because you draw Elder Signs so rarely. But yeah, okay. So that was my playthrough. This is the first time I've ever done this. I hopefully it's kind of watchable. Uh, and yeah, hopefully you were entertained. That was a pretty close game, and very exciting. So yeah, see you around. Maybe I'll do some more of these. Who knows? Anyway, bye.